I have a lot of VHS tapes. I have a lot of them, such as The Godfather, Disney tapes, etc. I've always collected a lot of VHS tapes, even those about movies from my childhood. It's one of those things I really enjoyed doing since I was a kid, and I personally really enjoy it a whole lot. So, with that being said, Ed, I decided to go over to a garage sale. I went to a garage sale but didn't find really much anything, except for a few things I needed for my apartment that I was planning to move out in the next few months. However, I decided to stop what appeared to be at a video store. I went inside the video store to find lots of VHS tapes. I found a bunch of Disney ones, and I got the Disney movies that I did not have. There were a couple ones like Snow White, Toy Story, etc. But there was one tape that caught my eye, and that one was pretty much the Goofy movie. I have not seen this movie. It's honestly one of those movies that I probably remembered watching as a kid, but don't remember watching it now as an adult. I bought the movie and it ended up returning home so I could watch this movie. I ended up getting a VCR running in my bedroom, and I ended up putting the tape in after rewinding just to make sure. As the movie started, the flickering light of my old VCR monitor cast a long shadows across the faded, worn carpet of my childhood bedroom. I was hunched over with my fingers tracing the keys of the ancient keyboard at the familiar clack, clack, clack echoing in the quiet house. I was in deep into the rabbit hole for a lot of 90s nostalgia, especially the realm of most forgotten Disney movies. My quest to find the lost Goofy movie film have been rumored to be shelved from disturbing content, as this wasn't your typical Goofy's wacky adventures kind of story. The whispers spoke of a much darker, more unsettling narrative, one that delved into the darker recesses of Goofy's psyche. I had stumbled upon a first fragmented forum post as the movie was playing ads from the shadowy online community, a group dedicated to preserving the forgotten lost relics of the entertainment history. The post was written by Frantic Garble Style. The spoke of the VHS tape acquired at a dusty flea market labeled Goofy's Lost Adventure. The poster of the movie claimed to have depicted a Goofy far off removed from his happy-go-lucky persona, instead shoutcasting a tormented, paranoid figure plagued by surreal nightmares and disturbing hallucinations. The internet, with its own ravenous hunger for the strange and unsettling, have been abuzz with this speculation for years, but no one can concrete the evidence that ever resurfaced. I, however, felt a bit strange pull towards this urban legend. The idea of the hidden, darker side to Goofy, a character synonymous with the innocence and laughter, intrigued me. After weeks of scoring with the corners of the internet, I managed to track down the lead, a cryptic message board dedicated to the Goofy's Lost Adventure movie. Myth pointed towards a small town in the Midwest, where a family inherited a box of old VHS tapes from a deceased relative. Of course, the movie didn't really make sense since it was showing some people's lives, which I thought it was pretty boring. The poster claimed that one of the tapes was labeled with the famous title. I packed a bag, loaded a warmed-out camcorder, and drove hours to the desolated western plains. The town was eerily quiet and faded of echo of its former self. The family, a weary couple in their 60s, welcomed me with hesitant smiles. They led me to a dusty attic filled with boxes and overflowing with VHS tapes and movies. There nestled along the dusty photo albums and cracked porcelain dolls was the box. It wasn't grand, just was plain cardboard box. Its label had worn out and faded. Inside I found the tape. It was pristine white cassette with the obnoxious title Goofy's Lost Adventure, scrawled in a crude black marker. My heart hammered in my chest as I inserted the tape in my ancient VCR. Of course, after the family and what appeared to be me inside that film, it didn't really make sense how that was possible, but still. The screen flickered to life, displaying the static-laden image of a distorted cartoon Goofy with his son Max. He looked different, his usually cheerful expression replaced by a grimace of anguish. The opening sequence was a fever dream. Strange, kaleidoscopic landscapes swirled across the screen, accompanied by the disoriented music that scraped against my nerves. Goofy's voice, distorted and echoing, narrated the story of a lost love, a broken heart, and a descent into madness. The movie unfolded to a series of increasingly disturbing scenes. Goofy, now with a shell of his former self, was trapped in a terrifying nightmare. The screen was a canvas for his paranoia, as well as Max. His fears were given a life in the form of grotesque, contorted cartoon characteristics that danced and lurked into the dark shadows. The climax was the horrifying scene of a grotesquely where Goofy in his face contorted the mask of pure terror, along with Max, was chased by his own internal demons. The scene culminated in a chilling scream before abruptly cutting to black. Powerline appears and does his psalms, but that's just mainly about it. As the credits rolled, I sat there, my mind reeling from the horrifying spectacle that I had just witnessed. That movie was a chilling reminder that the most seemingly incurious characters can hide dark secrets, that joy and laughter can mask the underlying darkness. I quickly ejected the tape and my hands were trembling. The weight of the experience had pressed me down, a heavy, suffocating blanket. I felt a morbid satisfaction with the tape, a morbid curiosity that I knew would drive me to watch it again. As I drove back into the night, the flickering light of my car headlights cutting through the fog, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The images from that movie, the contorted faces, the echoing laughter, all swam in my mind. I knew that I had seen something I wasn't supposed to see, a glimpse into the hidden world where the most beloved cartoon characters would be tormented by darkness. The Goofy's Lost Adventure tape remains in my possession, a silent, unsettling reminder of the power of the dark stories and fragile nature of our shared reality. It sat nestled along my other VHS tapes, its pristine white cassette, a chilling beacon into the darkness. And every time I glanced at it, I knew that I would stumble upon something truly terrified, a lost piece of childhood innocence corrupted by nightmares, a glimpse into the chilling truth beneath the surface of the beloved Goofy character. And same with Max. I don't even know if this tape, is there any more copies of it or not, but if you happen to find a copy, never view it, just throw it out. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.